Alrighty, we're live. Why is that too low? Oh, that's not where it's supposed to go. Sorry about that. There we go. That's right, Queen of Sheba. Hopefully. I have a feeling, though. But we'll see how it goes. It's episode number 53 today. How about that? What up, Chris? Christopher Pittman designed my YouTube chat logo and my banner on my YouTube banner. If you need him, you can get him at designedbypittman, Pittman, designedbypittman@gmail.com. If you have any branding or logo needs, he can take care of you. Shirts, the whole deal. Just waiting another minute or so for people to get over from the Ramsey Show chat. Ramsey Show just ended. You are welcome, sir. And we'll talk about, like, don't tell Tina. EDMs are allowed to know everything, I think. I don't know. I don't think there's any. I'm going to have to get this taken care of soon. Looking kind of chia-y. Chia. You kids probably don't remember that commercial. That's right. Hopefully not everybody. We don't need everybody. Oh, let's see. What song? Oh, yeah. Of course I didn't practice it enough. But we'll see how it goes. I've been sweating. What's going on? Totally professional to do your hair while you're waiting for other people. 111 degrees. Wow, that's a lot. Okay? That's too hot. That is too hot up there. And that's in Canada, eh? Boy, it sure is hotty. The Queen of Sheba turned her AC on, and the electric company tells tomorrow will be a peak savings day. So off it goes again. All right. -50 to 111, Christopher Pittman says, in just a few months. Yikes. Just a few months difference. Wow. And I thought the temperature changed a lot here in the Ohio. All righty, let's go ahead and give it a shot, shall we? Whenever I had a chance to meet some old friends on the street, they wonder, how does a man get to be this way? I've always got a smiling face, anytime and any place. And every time they ask me why, I just smile and say, you've got to kiss an angel good morning and let her know you think about her when you're gone. Kiss an angel good morning and love her like the devil when you get back home. Do 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 do. Live from Columbus, OH. It's the Ramsey Show Aftershow show, where we talk about the Ramsey Show YouTube chat, and the people in it, and all things financial, and anything else I would like to talk about. I'm your host, Coach Steve Money, and I am a certified Ramsey Solutions financial coach, and you can schedule a free consultation assessment by emailing your contact info to coachstevemoney@gmail.com, just like it says at the top of the chat. You can also reach me on Instagram and Twitter at Coach Steve Money, no spaces. And if you'd like to donate to the channel so I can make it better, you can use the URL. That's the website address, paypal.me/Coach Steve Money. All right, let's catch up with the chat. Thanks for the IOs, kids. Appreciate it. Oh, whoops. Today's Ramsey Show hosts were Dave Ramsey and Anthony O'Neill today, and they wrote I think they might be the only two books, Ramsey books I've read. The Total Money Makeover by Dave Ramsey and Debt Free Degree by Anthony O'Neill. I'm trying to think if I think there was one other book I've read from Ramsey Solutions. I can't remember which one it was. Haven't read Rachel's yet. No, I can't remember. All right. Did not read Redefining Anxiety. Probably do need to read that one. Market report now. The S&P 500 and NASDAQ continue to set daily records as everything is up except the small cap Russell Index, which fell by 0.5% today. What up, Bobs? Hey, Obs, the number is 888-825-5225 for the Ramsey Show. And I guess you just don't remember it, even though you've heard it 8 bajillion times. 888-825-5225. Let's see what else we got here from CNBC. An article there says, instead of heading back to the office in the wake of the COVID pandemic, employees may quit instead in what's being called the Great Resignation. According to them, I guess a poll, report by Monster.com says that 95% of workers are considering changing jobs instead of just going back to the office. When they were previously working from home because of the pandemic. Yep. Bob's has already forgotten the number. That's okay. That's okay. It's not your number. As long as you remember your number. So many of you crazy kids today don't know numbers at all because it's in your phone. You just go, the name, dude. So you don't have to know anybody's phone number. The only problem is when you lose your phone and then have to call somebody. That is a problem. Now, let's see here. Where did I put my other? From CNN Business. Article title said America's economy is booming, but Republicans are miserable. That might be some CNN clickbait, but probably Republicans just don't like that they don't have the presidency now. So, I mean, that would be a guess. And also, when you get a non-Republican president, they tend to want to do things for the environment and such like that. And that always tends to have stuff in it that makes prices go up and so forth, and makes it harder to run businesses because of environmental regulations and stuff. So that may be what they are. I would say they might be concerned about that, not necessarily miserable, but you know, it's CNN. We all do what we can to get the views. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Obs memorizes the numbers that she needs to know. All right, Obs. I got you. Christopher Pittman says he saw me post on Facebook looking for 2 people to coach for my assignment. I got one of them. I still need one more, Christopher Pittman. Thank you for reminding me. So if you would like to help me out with my Ramsey preferred coaching homework, and what that is a boot camp in which I have to satisfy certain criteria, and then they will decide, based on that, they will decide on whether I am Ramsey preferred material or not. And either way, I'm going to continue to be a financial coach because I know I can do it. And the Ramsey preferred is just like another notch in your belt. And also they give you referrals for that. So coachstevemoney@gmail.com. And so, yes, I still need one more person. Let's see. As far as upcoming streams, the Ramsey Show Aftershow show is on every weekday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. And Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern, Bella and I will continue playing It Takes Two in our father-daughter video gaming series. And this will be It Takes Two video number 11. And I think it's going to take at least 2 more episodes to finish it, which is what I said last time. But based on how much we have to go, we have to do 4 parts of something. And based on the amount of time that the first 2 parts of it took, I'm still going to think that it would be at least 2 episodes. We normally do about an hour and a half to 2 hours per show. So that may still be going on while, but I am thrilled about that because I enjoy spending the time with my daughter, although we are going to play other games. But this game is just fabulous. I highly recommend it. It's a co-op game. Have to have 2 people. Only one person needs to own the game, though. What day is Bella? That would be Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, right after the after show on Friday. And that's all that's scheduled. Stephen Glenn is being hasn't gotten back to me about when he would like to do. What are we doing? We're doing Steven Explain American Football, where basically I'm just going to play a video game, Madden NFL 21. I'm going to play a video game against. He doesn't have it, so I'm going to play against the computer, and then with whatever rules come up at the time, we're just going to talk about them. And also the next board gaming with Stephen Glenn video is probably we're gonna do we got through the first quarter of the NFL dice game last time, and so we're probably gonna do the second quarter. Is going to be the next thing. So yeah, Tina, you should get that for him for whatever game system he has or the computer, and you should play it with him. That way he can ask you, why are you so slow? And then you can tell him the wrong buttons to push. Like I told Bella to push. I told her to push the wrong buttons. I did just one jumping segment so easily, and then she was having trouble with it. And so then I guess I misremembered the buttons that I pushed during it. And then apparently you just have to push the jump button and it lets you complete that. So that was my bad. I apologize to her for that. Yeah. Oh, why are you so bad at this? That's right. That was Bella's quote. Why are you so bad at this? That's right. Yeah, she's fortunate. She is a blood relative. What up, AJ? AJ taking a break from heating up brisket to come and join us. Sorry he's later. He brought an extra letter, R, with him, though, so that's good. Yeah, it is fun, Tina. It's great. She's great. Maybe one day my beloved son will participate in the YouTube antics with me. Like I said, I might have to, maybe if I can say, hey, look, I got this $20 check from YouTube. Check it out. Tina should totally play that game with it's not really that difficult. We make it more difficult, and Tina seems to know all the answers before we figure them out. So maybe you are going to finish with later than usual there, AJ. Maybe you are. If you guys have anything that you want to, the song of the day today was Kiss an Angel Good Morning by Charlie Pride. I want to say that is late 70s or very early, very, very early 80s country music. Charlie Pride did that one. I don't know if anybody ever covered that one or not. Oh, AJ, weren't you the one that brought that one up? And you missed it? You'll have to go back. Yes. Yes, AJ. How dare you? And finally a song that is in my range. I didn't have to go up, didn't have to lower it an octave. Awesome. Have a PS4, switches, and computer. I think it's on all three of those. Tina. Yeah, it's on the maybe not the Switch. I know it's on Xbox and PlayStation, and on Windows. For Windows, it's through Origin, which is EA Play now. So you'd have to have two to play that. You'd have to you'd have to buy it on just one of the. No, you only need to one. If you're going to play sitting next to each other, you only have to. I don't know. I'll get back to you on that. Whether you can play sitting next to each other, whether you can do couch co-op, or if it's just internet. I can't recall. I would assume, though. I would assume you can do couch as easy as you. Yes, you can. I will go ahead and say that you can, because you can pick either player. You can play on one side with one controller and the other side on the other controller, because I've done that. So yes, you can. So whichever one, probably whichever one is cheapest on. AJ just listened. He said it was solid. That's probably the best review I've ever gotten, AJ. So I will take it, sir. Yeah, he knows Origin. Yeah, Origin that's where that's like there with Electronic Arts. Origin has all of your EA Sports games as well. And up $11. They missed the market report. New NASDAQ and S&P record again today, which we like. We like it when we get bags. POTUS so far not doing anything crazy. That's not being not expected anyway as far as affecting the economy. So let's see. What else did I want to talk about? Sid, the kid, sent me an article. 19 things you'll need to sacrifice now for a healthy retirement. And this is a place called Principal Investing. It was on Yahoo Finance, but Principal Investing, I've never heard of them, but apparently they're like an investment house. And they asked the question of its retirement plan participants who fall in the super saver category, those who save 90 to 100% of the 402G IRS max contributions, or had a deferral percentage of 15% or higher in today. See, I don't even know what a 402G is. 402G. I mean, that's like another section of the IRS code, just like 401k is. 402g, I'll have to look that one up. But anyway, so they did a poll basically of their own people that employ them to pick investments for them. So the principal survey found that among super savers, 43% drive older vehicles, 41% own modest homes, and 41% travel less than they prefer. Another common sacrifice made by the savers is taking a DIY approach to projects and repairs, with 40% saying they opt to do things themselves instead of hiring outside help. Super savers still make splurges, though. Among those super savers, 46 subscribe to Netflix, Hulu, and other subscription entertainment services. 46 still splurged on travel, and 39 said they dine out more than once or twice per week. As for making a daily Starbucks or Dunkin' run, only 20% of super savers said they splurged on coffee to go. Let's see. Here are the expenses you should cut out as soon as possible, it says. The daily coffee shop drink. It's $5 a day, dog. It adds up. What they say is, let's see, $1 of expenses foregone today. That means you save $1 per day. That will grow to $7.60 in 30 years at a 7% return rate. And for every dollar you waste today, you're costing yourself almost $8 in retirement. Put another way, if these extra things cost you $100 a week, that's $5,200 a year. And that would grow to over $38,000 at retirement. Massages and other luxuries, they're saying don't do that, I guess. Or gyms, or new cars. What else are they saying? You should drive not only should you buy used cars, but you should drive them for longer. So do not regularly upgrade your car. A person I recently coached has been leasing and is working on their third car in a row, leasing. So that's basically constantly renting a new car. So you get no time where you paid it off and then don't have to have a payment on that. Having a second car, should forego that apparently. Having a bigger home than you need. Cashing in your bonus check. Do not do that. Invest it instead. And lastly, giving in to fear of missing out. Yeah, fun times. All right, got to catch up on the chat. What up, Ellie? The baby car asks, how much do you need to comfortably retire? You need as much as it takes for you to comfortably retire. That's one of your little questions that is not the same for everyone. That's right. Ellie just told him that. So there we go. Ellie's never leased a car in her entire life. She wants everybody to know it wasn't her. It depends on what the rest of your spending looks like, the baby car. There's no simple answer to give you. Like, I mean, generally people would think $1 million. If you have $1 million net worth, or if you have if you go by just retirement, $1 million in retirement, at retirement, theoretically that should take care of you, because that's still going to be earning, because you don't take it all out right when you hit retirement age. You leave some in, so it keeps generating money. So, I mean, that's a good target if you're not going to do the rest of the math on it. But more is better. So do the stuff I just said to not do. No Starbucks. Not as much eating out. All that stuff that I just mentioned. And that's called sacrificing today so you don't have to later. Also, work more today so you don't have to get up at 4 a.m. tomorrow and go to your second job before you work full-time at your first job. Don't do that. Do that. If you're going to do that when you're young and your body can handle it better than when you're 52, like some of us. Let's see what else I have. Get the notes back up. Looking at websites. Can't see my notes at the same time. Okay. Let's see. Again, coachdemoney@gmail.com, and you can email me for a free consultation assessment. And then you can get my personal attention. Instead of just asking a question in chat, you can also do that email coachdmoney@gmail.com if you cannot make the live version of this show and you have any type of question. You can email me, and I'll probably email you a quick answer back, and I'll go into more in depth on it on the show, probably. Instagram and Twitter, Coach D Money, no spaces. All right. And I believe, yes, that is all I have today. So the rest of it is up to you guys. You guys got any exciting thing to happen? Christopher Pittman's excited because his trailer invoice. That's you. Is that you submitting your invoices to other people that are renting them for you, Chris? AJ had his house cleaned today. AJ's the queen of Sheba, paying for house cleaning. Check to make sure all the guns were accounted for. You don't have those locked up, sir? Yeah. Let's see. What can I think of to talk about? It again came up in the chat today about why don't you, like, why doesn't Dave or somebody was just thinking about why not do this? If your house is at 2% and the market is making 10%, why pay the house off and why not invest instead of paying the house off, instead of pay the house off first before investing more than 15%? Making up my own numbers here, like our jobless friend. But yeah, so the reason, and that's true, your math is spot on there. The percentage that you're paying, the interest rate you're paying on the house is less than the mutual funds are making, which should be right around 10 to 12%. If they're good ones. That's what the S&P 500 makes, that index fund. And that is making more than you get back by having your house paid off because of the interest rate. But there's nowhere in that math for you to put in your risk. And the risk is, if you don't have the house paid off, something could happen that you could lose it. If you put all your money into a retirement account, you can't get it out without penalties and taxes. So if something were to happen and you were to need money, you couldn't get that out. So it's just, that's why a lot of Dave's stuff is not math based. It's behavior based, and it's mindset based. And so, you could play the odds and do that. I wouldn't recommend it at all. Dave doesn't recommend it. Once you have your house paid off, you can invest however much you want. So, but that's the story on that. AJ says, "Hey, Mr. Bad Guy, wait for me to open my safe right quick." Woo! Yeah, no, I wasn't saying have him locked up all the time, but maybe if you were having a stranger in your house to clean it, maybe then you lock him up. Just a thought, AJ. Just a thought. Ellie, you gonna update us on house fever, or would you rather not talk about that today? The baby car says he makes $70K a year now. Well, he did say that until he just retracted it, but he said he makes $70K a year now. And how much does he need to do? Again, it just depends. It depends on how much you want. More is definitely better, but you just need to figure out, go forward in time, add money for inflation. The Fed's target for inflation that they allow, I guess, without stepping in is 2% a year. So add that in and say you need that much more than it would cost if you were retiring right now. Think about your expenses now and how they'll be different then. So it's not just an easy answer. I would say, what you can do is not think about it at all and just do whatever you can to get to $1 million quick. $1 million in your retirement account as fast as you can. And then from there, then you can do all that math and say, well, I need to do more or whatever. But yeah. AJ's the 90%er. There's no set number for any of this, the baby car. How can you make $70,000 and not be aware of that? Like, is a comfortable salary around $150K? It's hard to know how much I need. It depends how far money goes depends on where you live, et cetera, et cetera. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know why you can't understand that. The baby car there's not a set answer for everybody. And so if you don't know how much you'll need for retirement, how am I supposed to know how much you'll need for retirement? Yeah, it's hard to figure out. So just make as much as you can and worry about it later. Ellie says, we made some realizations and came to terms. We have always been ish and are okay with it as we are moving forward. Because our situation is nothing like anyone's that we've heard. Well, that doesn't matter, but you still get to decide what you're going to do with your money. So, I mean, that doesn't answer what you're going to do. That's right, Juice. Juice says shoot for $2 million. That's right. You get $1 million as quickly as you can in your retirement account, and then you shoot for $2 million. That's right. And if along the way to there you have your house paid off, then you have way more money that you can invest. So there you go. Anybody else got anything? What's that? 34 minutes. Waiting for Ellie to catch up with the chat. There is some delay. I don't know exactly how long to see if she's going to say what she's going to do about her house fever. We're assuming some kind of fixer-upper, but there she goes. She did the math. She's not okay paying high rent for 3 years until we are out of debt because the amount to pay on rent over 3 years could buy a small house. The amount of rent to pay in 3 years, that can buy a small house. The house you were talking about was 50,000, right? You're not paying a third of that a year, are you? Yeah, maybe. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It just, I mean, I don't think that, I mean, have you seen the inside of that house? Is that as nice as the place that you're renting right now? I mean, like I said, at that price, I'd be very leery. I'd be very leery of what it's like inside. You might have to do so much work on it. Clay Jones says he's here now, so I can start. Okay, here we go. Whenever I'm kidding. Started about 6 p.m. As soon as the Ramsey show is over on the YouTubes is when I start this show. Clay, and you know that. Yep, we're not buying that. We're buying a different house with more square feet that is more money than 50,000. So see, you're going away from your, I mean, I'm not going to argue with you, but you see how you went from the one that was the same amount as what you'd pay for rent, and now you've upped it. So, I mean, you can do what you want with your money. Obviously. So, but that's how it works. That's how it works. People start justifying things and saying, well, this is the same amount of that. And then they say, well, if I just put a little bit more, and 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 then we have to repair this and repair that and repair that, So good luck, obviously. Obviously, wish you best of luck with that. Tina wants to know when I'm going to let them in on my timeshare side hustle business. Yeah, some troll in the Ramsey show chat was saying that I told a client, or I tried to sell a client a timeshare. I don't have one to sell. Secondly, I would never do that. I wouldn't have it myself. Juice has thoughts on this alternative strategy. Instead of paying your house as you go, let's say you have a 30-year, 15 years. If you have to get a 30-year loan to be able to afford the payment, you can't afford the house. It's too much house. You're being house poor to attack the rest of the baby steps. Because you have to do the investing, you have to do kid college, and you have to get that house paid off faster than 15 years even, if possible, but definitely within 15 years. So no 30, no stretching it out. Again, that's risk. The longer you have not paid your house off and have money locked away in a retirement account that you can't get out. See, that's when you have problems. If you needed the money out of there, you're losing anything you would save from the difference between the interest rate on the house and what you'd be making in this stock market. So it's called risk. It's called risk, and there's no button on the calculator that says, okay, now calculate it with risk. You can't do that. You have to do that up here, maybe even in here. But the baby car, are you unfamiliar how math works? How old are you, may I ask you, sir, if you are a sir? Because the baby car says, so with $1 million in a retirement account, how much would that be making per year in retirement? Would it make 12%? Okay, let me explain life to you. The amount of money that you have in the account does not affect how many percent it makes. What affects the percentage that it makes is what you have it invested in the account. I define this as $1 today is worth more than $1 in 30 years. Absolutely. Well, because of inflation and everything else, right? If you do it Dave's way, which is done by documented millions of people, you will be fine. You will be fine, especially if you do it early. If you are able to start investing in your 20s, you will have by 67, you will have over 5 million. So the one I just did was starting at 26 was the most recent one I did. And so 26 to 67, not even investing 7,000 a year, less than that. I mean, not even 6,000 either. It was more like 4,500, investing 4,500 a year from age 26 to 67 is over $5 million. It's like over $6 million, I think. And as Dave says, when he gets to that number, when he says $6 million, and if I'm half wrong, shut up. Because you still have $3 million. So just do it. The Queen of Sheba chiming in there. 30-year mortgage is, if I could talk, 30-year mortgage is not the Dave way. You're never going to get the okay for it in here. That is true. That is true. The baby car is in his 20s. Well, you are doing excellent to be. What job do you have? Making $70K in your 20s. That's awesome. Well, again, the amount of money you have in it doesn't affect the percentage that it makes. And aggressively, if it's invested aggressively, it would be making more than 10 to 12%. 10 to 12% is the non-aggressive, because that's what the S&P 500 index. So if you just put it in the index fund in there, that is almost the least aggressive thing that you can do. Other than try to time the market or something like that. Ellie says, it was never the same as amount as our current one. It always has been lower. I'm lost. I don't remember what we were talking about before. As far as the comparison for the buying the house and the mortgage cost against the thing, sure. But again, you're not, you're doing that. You're keeping your debt longer, and therefore your risk is much more. And in cases like that, unfortunately, it usually doesn't work out well. I mean, it would have to be a super perfect house for not that much money. Definitely get it appraised. Definitely have it looked at by, I would do even more than one inspector. And definitely look to see how it looks inside, if it's a cheap price for the house. AJ thought about it like this. He bought his house at 25. In 30 years, he'd be 55, just now paying off his house, nearly retiring. Right. Unacceptable, right, AJ? An investment strategy doesn't change when you retire. I mean, if you have some kind of income after you retire, you can still invest some of it if you want. You're not excluded from investing. You can't do. I don't think you can still do a Roth, but you could do better than that. You could live off of any income you were getting in your retirement and just leave the Roth money in there. Yeah, not articulating it well. Yep, you're correct. But yeah, no, the investment strategy doesn't change. Like I said, because you normally it's 15% of income, and you need income to invest. I mean, you could always take money out of the Roth and put it into another account, investing it, but that wouldn't make any sense. You should leave it in the Roth. Oh, you're saying 12% is aggressive when he's young? It is not. That's not aggressive. An aggressive. It could be something somebody says or somebody thinks is going to be aggressive and then not make that much. That could certainly happen. But yeah, just the guideline Dave uses is what the S&P 500 index fund makes, and that's 10 to 12% since its inception. Comparing buyers versus renting, Ellie says, and yes, this is not our first rodeo. We have owned multiple properties. All right, I wish you nothing but the best. Like I'm saying, I wish you, obviously I don't wish anything bad on you. I just think you're asking for trouble doing that, buying a house before getting out of debt. Practice time for the Queen of Sheba. She is out. Not for her personally, but for the Prince of Sheba. AJ's trying to digest the question. Does the question not go down as smoothly as that brisket does, AJ Davis? Go a little bit longer, 46 minutes. We'll go a little bit longer. I'm gonna rudely check my Discord. Oh, Sid sent me another article. I will take a look at that and possibly include that in tomorrow's show. No questions ever are as easily digested as brisket. That's fun. AJ is a big fan of the meats, I believe. Ellie says, here's what made their decision. Check the MLS on rentals, $3,200 a month, max a month, 12 months, $38,400. 3 years of paying rent is $115,200. Not okay with renting anymore. Well, that's a personal decision you got to make there. And I'm sure you've made it. So there you go. Hopefully it will all work out. Hopefully it works out great and you have no problems. AJ has confirmed the math, so that's good. So you've come a long way. You've come a long way not being in a house. You've come so far in not being in a house. And you've gotten rid of so much debt. And then now it seems like you're making a decision just because you're tired of it instead of the same reasons why you weren't in a house before. So that's all I would ask you to think about. But we'll still be friends no matter what you do. Just like Dave says, AJ's just a guy. We knew that already. We already knew that. Let's see. Once again, what do we have coming up here? Yeah, I shouldn't do this. That's not very professional. Let's see what we got. Oh, the Ramsey show, Aftershow every weeknight at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, even on off days. Almost certainly even on July 4th when I will be off from the computer store. Computer shop, really. It's not a store. And so I'll be doing it from home then. Because I'll still have to work at my other job though. Retail doesn't take that many holidays off. And the only, other than the Aftershow, the only other thing that is cemented is Bella and I, father-daughter video gaming. It Takes Two, number 11. Yes, AJ, I was informed today that I get Monday off. Even I didn't think I would get any days off for it because the 4th comes on a what is that? A Saturday or Sunday? Let's check. Let's check the old calendar. The 4th is on a Sunday, so yeah. So he said take the 5th off. He's going to be out of town anyway, but he said take the 5th off. Ellie was not aware they spent that much renting for 9 years. With renting skyrocketing, you can't justify it anymore. No way would my mortgage be $3,200 a month. Don't want a house that pricey. Right? But you could have stuff to fix out. You could have stuff to fix. The day you close, the HVAC could need to be replaced. You never know. You never know. Again, I'm not trying to fight with you, and we'll still be friends, but I just want to make sure you're thinking about this stuff. It's hard. I know it's hard when people have house fever. They do not think logically. And you're looking at the calculator, you're putting in all the numbers. There's no risk button for you to add in. So that should be fun. They should make a calculator that does have a risk button. That would be fun. If not, that would be one thing that maybe some kind of swag that Dave should sell in his store on the website. Risk calculator. Yeah, Ellie, hubby can repair most things. He has to be there for him to repair it, though. Okay, AJ Davis is gonna be the voice of reason. I haven't read the comment yet, but I can feel it. Let's see. If/when she buys a house, we will have her change her name and reintroduce herself as someone doing Dave who already has a house. All right. That's fine. Oh, why is that, AJ? Do you want to not lose your title of the most ish fan of Dave? I think that's all you're worried about, sir. I have to think of a good name for that title. She can be herself. I'd say, that's fine. You can't, if people don't want to do this stuff, you cannot take it personally. AJ was just trying to sweep it all under the rug. Yeah. I'm not, it's not my money. It's not my money. I'm not out anything. I've given my kids great advice, a lot of times, and they didn't take the advice. So when I tell them don't run on that, it's slippery, and they fall and hurt themselves, they were the one that made a choice for that. That was an a-hole thing to say. What did I say? Hubby is getting new and income's going up 100K more a year. Oh, that's great. Are we talking about him not being there? Well, he wouldn't be there because he's working elsewhere, last I heard. And we didn't know when he was coming home. if there's some other thing happening, I'm not aware of it, Ellie. So it wasn't an a-hole thing to say. AJ wants to know if he needs an assistant making 70. It was the way I said it, dog. Well, you know, I mean, I can't. If you think I have bad intent by saying anything I'm saying on here or at all, you know, I mean, if I thought somebody had bad intent, I wouldn't bother listening to them or anything like that. So if you really think I meant it badly, you know. Yeah. So yeah, what does he do? I can't remember what he does. Oh, 5605. We'll go ahead and do the whole hour then. Why not? Thanks to the chat for giving me other stuff to talk about. Appreciate it. Do my less preparation as usual. Try to do more. Defense contractor, let's just say he flies planes. Oh, there you go. And so what would you do, AJ Davis? Be a co-pilot? Do you know how to fly? AJ says he can read a key map, so not many kids can these days. I don't know what a key map is. Does that have something to do with flying? Reminds me of the scene from Temple of Doom, where Willie asks Hindi if he can fly, and he says, "No." Do you? When they're crashing and their pilots have jumped out with parachutes. This is one of the longest shows ever. I think I've gone hour 15 before, maybe a little bit longer on one of them. I don't know. It's pos. All right, but I appreciate you guys sticking in there with me. And we'll do it all over again tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, every weekday until I get get too big for my britches and don't do it a day they have a replay, or if I record something in advance and set a show up to be played later, but that's not live. So we'll see how that goes. But until further notice, planning on being here every day. Alrighty. So once again, that's CoachSteveMoney@gmail.com. If you have any questions about anything, if you would like a free consultation, and that everybody gets that, not just when I have an assignment due for Ramsey Preferred Bootcamp, but free consultation means that I listen to you and you tell me what your goals are and your money situation, et cetera, and then we go from there. Also, Instagram and Twitter are Coach Steve Money, no spaces. And if you'd like to donate to this because you enjoy it so much, that would be paypal.me/Coach Steve Money, or just log into your PayPal account. Click on Send Money and put in CoachSteveMoney@gmail.com, and that amount of money will get right to me. And I appreciate it. I appreciate all of you. Like and subscribe. I appreciate it. The subscriptions are going to be the hardest part. I do enough content where it looks like I'll meet YouTube's requirements for monetization on that, but the subscriptions are going to be the hardest part to get. I have 60, I think, as of today. And yeah, so I got to get 1,000 of those within a year's time. So we'll see how that goes. Again, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And make smart financial decisions every day.